welcome everybody to the Crazy Dallas Cup Series. I am your host, Crazy Dallas, and I am back with another YouTube video. And I am your host, Crazy Dallas, of course, here, announcing the Crazy Dallas 500 at Daytona International Speedway for the YouTube Cup, for the Crazy Dallas Cup Series. And I am really excited to start off the journey of Season 1 for the Crazy Dallas Cup Series. Starting off here at Daytona International Speedway, we might see some flips, we might see some big wrecks. Who knows what we'll see in this race, but you guys stay tuned, because I bet you every race that we're going to see today is going to be hectic and really good racing. Heck, we might even see some passing for like the last, corner or first corner and whatnot. We'll see some good passings probably too. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start with the race. So here are all your cars. We have 6 part-time cars, mainly being Coil of Joy in the 01, the 91 Wendy's car of Helio Castroneves. They're in segment number 1 on the bottom left. And then segment 2, we have the 14 car Sam Mayer and the 95 Burger King car of Carson Kvapil. They're both in segment number 2, right to the left middle. And then in segment number 3, in the 41, that's Sheldon Creed. He's a part-time driver. And then in segment number 8, in that number 50 car, that's Burt Myers in the top middle. In that number 50 black car, that's Burt Myers. He is your last part-time driver. It's going to be a really, really hectic race, guys. In total, I believe we have like 40-something cars. Yeah, we have 46 cars, 40 actual full-time driver cars, but 46 total, including the 6 extra part-time driver cars that will only be racing like once or twice per season, maybe 3 times, considering how many super speedways we'll have this season. Otherwise, without further ado, you guys, I'm really excited. Should be a really good race, and I have a feeling this is going to be a really long video. So you guys just sit tight, grab your popcorn, grab your soda pop, Coke, whatever you want to call it, and make sure to grab some snacks or something to eat, because this is going to be a long race. And heck, while you're at it, get some of your favorite foods as well, because this is going to be a long race. Without further ado, we're going to have 12 segments here. We have 10 segments of 4 cars and 2 segments of 3 cars. We're going to take a look at the track. Here's the starting gate. And then we come down. It's an asphalt track because we're at Daytona. Here's the banking of turns 1 and 2. It's a 2-wide track. If you're Carson Hocevar or Lightning McQueen, you might try to make it 3-wide on the track somehow. And then down the back stretch here, and then we have turns 3 and 4 here. Coming back to the tri-oval off of turn 4, there's the tri-oval, and there is the finish line right there in the black Sharpie mark. That is where your finish line is. And then at the end here is some of the grass from the tri-oval. That way the cars slow down. And not only that, but I put this extra little beanbag stick thingy, whatever you want to call it. That way the cars easily stop there and don't get as much paint chips if they, get into something else that's harder for them to hit. Anyways, shout out to Chase Briscoe. He is your pole sitter for the Crazy Dallas 500 here for 2026. And I made a community post. I make a community post about all the pole winners and winners of the races, so just check that out. All right, segment number 1, we have Chase Briscoe in the number 19 Bass Pro Shops, and then we have Denny Hamlin in the number 11 National Debt Relief, Coil of Joy in the Take 5 Oil Change 01 car, and then Helio Castroneves in the 91 Wendy's car. 2 part-time drivers in this one, and we have 2 Toyotas in this race. Let's start. Well, you can't start off the season without a good start, and that's a good start for Chase Briscoe, able to hold off Denny Hamlin there on the turns. And good start for Joe Gibbs Racing as they start off first and second in this segment. And look at Helio Castroneves in third now. Denny Hamlin for Joe Gibbs Racing passes his teammate. Very clean racing so far here at Daytona. Corla Joy in the 01 red car. Ford Dark Horse Mustang able to pass Helio Castroneves. The white flag is out for Denny Hamlin. Let's see if Chase Briscoe can maybe pass Hamlin back on that outside lane. That outside lane has better momentum on the backstretch, so let's see. Joe Gibbs Racing, Denny Hamlin, they get their first segment win, and they are the first ever segment winners of the Crazy Cup season here for this first season here. Chase Briscoe ends up second, Helio Castroneves ends up third, and Corla Joy ends up fourth. So Denny Hamlin already going to the B main, and after the B main is the main event, of course. All right, segment number 2, in second place in qualifying was Joey Logano. Had a good qualifying, looking strong in the 22 car. Next up in the 47, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., always good in these super speedways, specifically Daytona. And then the 14 car making his Cup Series debut, Sam Mayer, and making his also Cup Series debut in the 95 Burger King car, Carson Kvapil. So we have 2 rookies in this one making their first Cup starts here in the Crazy Dallas Cup Series. I bet they're excited. So let's go ahead and start it off for segment number 2. Oh, caution is out on the track for the first time this season for an El Reco, and I think that is a new driver. It is Sam Mayer, who just started this race. Had a pretty good qualifying, to be honest. Not horrible. Started like 30th. And he is upside down coming off of turn 2. What happened to Sam Mayer? Let's see if Carson Kvapil maybe got into him or something here. Look at that. Yeah, I think Carson Kvapil got a little too into Sam Mayer in the turn 1. Or maybe it was the opposite way. Maybe Sam Mayer got into him. I don't know. But Sam Mayer kind of traction rolled off the turn or something. But dang, that sucks. He is out of the race and will not win the race. But look at Stenhouse, though. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. takes the lead from Logano with 2 to go. Carson Kvapil going to help push Stenhouse because Carson Kvapil has a Chevy. Stenhouse does as well. So that makes sense, I guess. The white flag is out for Joey Logano. I guess the Carson Kvapil pushing Stenhouse didn't work the best, as Logano had a really good restart that last lap. And Joey Logano looking for his 3rd segment win in the Crazy Dallas Cup Series. And what I mean by season, I mean this is the first full season for us. Ricky Stenhouse able to pass Joey Logano off of turn 1 and claim his 2nd segment win ever. Joey Logano finishes 2nd. Not sure what happened to Carson Kvapil. His car was kind of slow on that last lap, but he will finish 3rd. And not too bad. Beginner's kind of luck, you could say, kind of, for Carson Kvapil, as he will be going to the 3rds. So decent start for him. Segment number 3, Bubba Wallace in the 23 had great qualifying, starting 3rd. And then we got the 5-car Kyle Larson, had a pretty decent qualifying as well. And then we got the 38 of Zane Smith in the Benebone green car. And then making his Cup Series debut, Sheldon Creed in the number 41 blue and white United Rentals Dark Horse Mustang. Hopefully he doesn't flip right away like his teammate did, Sam Mayer. Green flag is out. Well, talk about flipping. How about we talk about how Sheldon Creed didn't even get through the first lap Didn't even cross the finish line on his first ever lap. That's embarrassing. Anyways, Bubba Wallace, your leader. Kyle Larson still second. Zane Smith still third. Nothing really too big changed that lap, so we're going to move on right into lap 2 out of 3 for segment 3. Well, here's something you don't see every day, guys. Look at the replay. Look at Zane Smith in the 38. Finds a run on the outside. Look at Bubba Wallace on the 23 car. He's on top of Sheldon Creed's car. I have never seen this before in my life. Zane Smith, your leader, takes the white flag. Sheldon Creed gave the 38 a big bump on the backstretch. I'm telling you guys, the draft effect for downhill racing actually works really well here at Daytona, which it should. It's Daytona. But man, Sheldon Creed, let's hope his head didn't get penetrated by his ceiling. It looks like he's still out there and okay, so it looks like we're going to white flag. Lap. Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson gets the segment win. That's his 5th segment win in his career. Sheldon Creed actually able to go from 4th to 2nd there. Bubba Wallace falls down to 4th, and from 1st to 4th is Zane Smith. After him having probably the fast lap, here had the slowest lap. Segment number 4, we have Chase Elliott in the number 9 Napa white car. Had great qualifying, starting 4th in this race. We have Brad Keselowski in the Kroger number 6. And then number 7, we have Justin Haley in the number 7 Sylvius. And then in 4th, we have the 84 Carvana car, Jimmy Johnson, making full time. Good start for Hendrick Motorsports so far this season. So far, Chase Elliott looking strong in that number 9 car. Jimmy Johnson from 4th to 2nd. And yes, I'm excited to announce that Jimmy is officially full-time this year in the Crazy House Cup Series. White flag is out for Chase Elliott in the white car. I guess that white car does attract to the white flag, doesn't it? Jimmy Johnson still 2nd. Keselowski still 3rd. Justin Haley still 4th. Let's see what happens here. Should be interesting. Alright, Chase Elliott gets his 4th segment win of his career in the Crazy House Cup Series for Hendrick Motorsports. That's back-to-back Hendrick Motorsports segment winners. Jimmy finishes 2nd. That's his best segment finish in his career in the Crazy House Cup Series, so congrats to Jimmy. Justin Haley finishes 3rd. Keselowski falls to 4th. Not sure what happened with those two, but either way, that's the end of the segment. Segment number 5, Ryan Blaney had great qualifying as well. The number 12 Menard / Great Stuff. Carson Hocevar in the 77 Ziegler. Justin Allgaier making his Cup Series debut as a full-time driver in the number 40 Traveler Whiskey. And then Martin Truex Jr. also making full-time this year in the Crazy House Cup Series in the number 56 Bass Pro Shops. Let's get it. Ryan Blaney keeps the lead from Justin Allgaier as Carson Hocevar falls down to 3rd. Justin Allgaier had a great restart with Blaney there, and Truex still in 4th, coming to 2 laps to go. White flag is out for Ryan Blaney. Carson Hocevar takes 2nd back from Justin Allgaier. And Martin Truex Jr. is still the standalone man. and still in 4th place. Let's see if Truex can at least make up maybe one spot here. Ryan Blaney wins segment number 5. So just like Hendrick Motorsports, that's back-to-back segment winners for Team Penske. Carson Hocevar just finished 2nd. He was catching up to Blaney, but just not enough time. Allgaier 3rd and Truex 4th. Segment number 6, we have Kyle Busch in the number 8, starting 6th. Had great qualifying. In 2nd place is the 20 DeWalt / Interstate Batteries car of Christopher Bell. In 3rd place is the Rush Truck Center's 4 car. That is Noah Gragson. And then in the 35 Sunny D car, Riley Herbst. All right, very clean racing there. Kyle Busch still your leader with 2 laps to go. Christopher Bell still 2nd. And Riley Herbst takes 3rd from Noah Gragson after a good pass on him. So Riley Herbst now up to 3rd, looking to push Kyle Busch in the lead maybe here. White flag is out for Kyle Busch in the number 8 Cheddar's car. Looking strong in that number 8 Kyle Busch car. Could it finally be his time to win the Crazy House 500 here at Daytona? We'll have to see, but he has to win a bunch of segments in advance. Not just this segment, of course. Bell in 2nd, Gragson takes 3rd back. Kyle Busch gets the segment win after there was a little stack up there. Kyle Busch got turned by Bell, was able to save it and keep the segment win away from any of those Toyotas or Fords. Riley Herbst finishes 3rd. Noah Gragson with a disappointing 4th finish. Thought he'd do better. Segment number 7, we have Austin Cindric in the number 2 discount tire for Team Penske. Let's see if Team Penske can get a segment win sweep. This is their last car for Team Penske. And then Dollar Tree 42 car, John Nemechek, A.J. Allmendinger in the number 16 WeatherTech, and J.J. Ely making full time this year in the number 44 Syracuse University in Nebraska. All right, Team Penske is 2 laps away from getting a segment sweep for round 1. Could be a hell of a start for Team Penske, honestly, after having a poor season 2 years ago in my series. And then A.J. Allmendinger up to 2nd over John Nemechek. One lap to go for Austin Cindric. And look at J.J. Ely go from 4th to 2nd. Could it be for J.J. Ely? Could J.J. Ely have the perfect momentum here? A perfect push by Nemechek could get J.J. Ely to break out his first ever segment win. Oh, so close for J.J. Ely's first ever segment win as he finishes 2nd, but Austin Cindric and Team Penske get another segment win. Team Penske on fire, as well as Hendrick this year so far for segment wins. A.J. Allmendinger in 3rd, and John Nemechek, unfortunately, he finishes 4th. All right, segment number 8. We have Tyler Reddick in the number 45 Jordan Brand car. In 2nd place, we have William Byron in the Valvoline 24 car. That is also a Hendrick Motorsports car. And then we have the Shane Van Gisbergen car, the number 88 WeatherTech for Trackhouse. And then Burt Myers making his Cup Series debut here in the CDCS Series in the 50 car. Caution is out on the track. This is our first caution in a while without an El Reco. And it's William Byron who takes the lead from Tyler Reddick. Can't really assure you what the caution was for, but I think it was because a bunch of cars got sideways. But either way, Byron takes the lead from Reddick. Hendrick Motorsports looking for their third segment win in this race. It's a Hendrick versus Penske right now. Alright, I think Tyler Reddick and William Byron are playing tennis as the white flag is out. One of these guys is going to have to take the ball and get the points here for tennis. Going to be one of these drivers unless Shane Van Gisbergen has something up his sleeve as well as the 50. William Byron gets his fourth segment win of his career for Hendrick Motorsports. Another segment win by Hendrick. Man, Chevrolet and Hendrick have been great this year so far here at Daytona for the Crazy House 500. Tyler Reddick finishes second just behind Byron. Burt Myers actually finishes third over SVG. Segment number 9. Here's segment number 9. We have Ty Gibbs in the 54 Interstate Batteries car for Joe Gibbs Racing. And then we have the 43 Toyota, also another Toyota. That's Eric Jones for Legacy Motor Club. That is Jimmy Johnson's and Jaron Nemechek's teammates. And then we have Austin Dillon for Richard Childress Racing in the number 3. And making his Cup Series debut also as a part-time driver, Connor Zilich in the 87. All right, a lot of weird racing and passing happened there. Connor Zilich gets into Austin Dillon as Austin Dillon's sideways, able to correct himself to get third. And look at Eric Jones. He passes Ty Gibbs for the lead with 2 laps to go. Eric Jones looking for his first ever segment win. Can he do it? White flag is out. Austin Dillon is the only driver out of these 4 cars that has a segment win. He only has 1 segment win. Eric Jones, Ty Gibbs, Connor Zilich, your top 3 have never won in a segment before. Well, obviously Connor Zilich. So this could be a first-timer segment winner here, you guys. Joe Gibbs Racing, Ty Gibbs get their first segment win, and they steal it from Eric Jones. I thought for sure Eric Jones would win this segment. He had a fast car, but Eric Jones just super close, but does finish second, so he'll be in the seconds race. Connor Zilich, beginner's luck for him as he finishes third. Not too bad for him. Austin Dillon, unfortunately, he finishes dead last. All right, segment number 10. This is our last segment of 4 cars for round 1. We have Chris Buescher in the 17. Started 10th in qualifying, had a good car, pretty fast. Then we have Michael McDowell in the Workforce 71 car for Spire Motorsports. Daniel Suarez for Trackhouse in the 99 Freeway Insurance blue car. And then Cody Ware for Rick Ware Racing in the 51 Arby's car. Michael McDowell could not pass Chris Buescher there. Buescher played some really good defense in racing there. And look at Cody Ware. He takes third from Suarez. I'm not sure what happened to Daniel Suarez in the 99 car, but he did not have a good lap. Well, Chris Buescher could not hold off Michael McDowell anymore after that lap. White flag is out. Michael McDowell takes the lead. Can Michael McDowell steal his third segment win against Chris Buescher. And look at this Daniel Suarez. He takes third back from Cody Ware. This time Cody Ware had a bad lap. White flag. All right, Chris Buescher gets his second segment win. Michael McDowell finishes second, could not keep the lead. Buescher finds a better run on the outside. Cody Ware finishes third, and Daniel Suarez finishes fourth. Segment number 11 is going to be led down by Daniel Suarez's teammate in the 1 car, Busch Light car. Watch out, alcoholic fans. Ross Chastain. Then we have the 10 car, Seabest car. That's Ty Dillon for Colic. In the 34 car, Todd Gillen. Wow, we're going to need a replay for this. Look at this pass here by these guys. Look at this. Ty Dillon trying to pass Ross Chastain, but just short. Look how close that was. That was probably a quarter of an inch. Ty Dillon was going for the lead, but could not quite get it. He did not get a big enough push by Todd Gillen. But Todd Gillen chooses the outside lane to push Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon might get a big lead here, but you don't want to get too far out at Daytona. Chastain still your leader, 2 to go. Well, there you guys have it. White flag is out. Ty Dillon takes the lead from Chastain, looking for his first ever segment win. Todd Gillen also looking for his first segment win with white flag out. Colic Racing and Ty Dillon get their first ever segment win. Well, Ty Dillon gets his first ever segment win. Todd Gillen comes oh so close in second, looking for still his first segment win. And then Ross Chastain with a disappointing third place finish. I thought Chastain would have more in him. All right, last segment in round 1, segment number 12. Ryan Preece in the number 60 Trimble car for RFK Racing qualified 12th. Not too bad for him. And then we got the 48 Alley car for Hendrick Motorsports. That's Alex Bowman. Hendrick Motorsports looking for their 4th segment win. And then Josh Berry in the 21. Two laps to go for Ryan Preece, Alex Bowman, and Hendrick Motorsports looking for another sweep. Or, excuse me, well, you know, another sweep possibly by a team. Caution is out on the track. Ryan Preece gets hit hard on the wall, and he's now on the outside lane trying to push a Ford to victory. Alex Bowman trying to get the win as he takes the lead, takes the white flag. Can he hold off Josh Berry? Berry's going to get a big run on the outside. Can Bowman block Berry here for the win for Hendrick? Couldn't do it this time. Josh Berry and Wood Brothers Racing get their second ever segment win in the Crazy Dallas Cup Series. Alex Bowman finishes second, looking for his third segment win. And Ryan Preece finishes third, still looking for his first ever segment win too. That was a great last lap. There was a lot of interesting stuff going on there, especially with Ryan Preece getting into Josh Berry there. Ford almost gave up the win to Chevy. That could not have been good. But either way, Josh Berry gets his first ever segment win for Wood Brothers Racing. How about that? And we'll be right back after these messages. Are you wanting to take your main squeeze out on a date, but all your skrill has left you out? Well, don't worry about that, because the Crazy Dallas Cup Series has you covered for fun, racing, action, and entertainment. Have you been accused of a law that you did not commit? Well, you need to get on the phone and call the law officers of Harry, Dingle, and Barry. Been serving you since 2002. Call Harry, Dingle, and Barry. Call Harry, Dingle, and Barry. Hey, you guys, it's your boy Crazy Dallas. I just want to say really quick before we get back to the racing action, thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. Over 1,000 now. It has been a pleasure doing YouTube for over 5 years. This honestly was my dream, you guys. I've wanted 1,000 subs since I've started YouTube. I remember when I was like at 30 subscribers, so this is awesome. I appreciate you guys every single second in my life, and I also appreciate the Lord, God, and Jesus. So thank you guys, everybody, for over 1,000 subscribers, and let's continue back to your racing action. Man, oh man, don't we love those commercials, guys. Anyways, alright. So now that we're back and done with round 1, we're going to take all of our 4th place cars that finished 4th place. And what we're going to do, besides Sam Mayer, because he flipped, remember, so he's out of the race. We're going to take all our 4th place cars and split them up into segments. And then the winner of those segments will move on to the 3rd cars race, if that makes sense, because I'm not explaining it twice. So it looks like we might have like 2 or 3 groups of 4 cars, maybe. No, maybe 1 group of 4 and 2 groups of 3 cars. I think that's what it'll be. Well, here we go. We're about to find out. All right, here's our segment. It's 4 cars, and we have Corey LaJoie in the 01, Martin Truex Jr. in the 56, John Hunter Nemechek in the 42, and Austin Dillon in the number 3. It'll be 3 laps, just like always, until we get to the final, the final couple cars for the main event. But that won't be till a while. Green flag. Caution is out on the track again for another El Reco, our second El Reco of the season. Who is it? It's Martin Truex Jr. His first race with Tricon Garage comes to an end already. There's Corey LaJoie in the 01 leading. Truex is in second. Well, I couldn't really tell what happened there. I think Truex fell off the track, off the turn maybe. There's John Nemechek. Did Nemechek get him? He did. Nemechek put him in the wall. John Hunter Nemechek just forces Truex off the track. See if John Nemechek might get a penalty for that. I don't know why he would do that. That's a Toyota teammate you just wrecked out. But Martin Truex Jr. will not win the Creazos 500, and I'm sure he is not happy with JHN. Well, with 2 laps to go, though, speaking of the devil, Corey LaJoie in the 01 car. Corey LaJoie, if he wins this segment as a part-time driver, he goes to the 3rds. Can he do it with 2 to go? Caution is on the track. No El Reco this time. And just like Ryan Preece earlier, John Nemechek gets stuck in the wall. He hit the wall hard. And now Austin Dillon, that moves Austin Dillon up to the 2nd. Could Austin Dillon steal the segment win from Corey LaJoie? He's going to get a big push by John Nemechek here, who picks the outside lane. 1 to go for LaJoie, though. Austin Dillon gets his second career segment win for RCR Coil of Joy. Still looking for his first ever segment win. And Jair Nemechek and Coil of Joy will be done racing today. They don't DNF, thank God. But they, unfortunately, will not race anymore. Segment number 2 out of 3, we have Carson Kvapil is actually your pole setter for this segment. That's cool as a part-time driver, making his Cup Series debut. Brad Keselowski in the number 6, still looking for his first Daytona segment win. And then 88, Shane Van Gisbergen. All right, we got another caution on the track. We're going to get a replay here. Let's see what happened. Keselowski gets a great jump. He's in front of Carson Kvapil. Carson Kvapil gets a huge push here by SVG. And look at this finish. That's what the caution's for. Take a look at this photo finish. Who got it? 95, Carson Kvapil, 2 car, Brad Keselowski. Right there is the finish line. I think it's Keselowski by literally a nose. There's the finish line. And I think it's Keselowski. But Carson Kvapil had some more. Right there's Keselowski. Right there might be Kvapil. All right, it looks like it's Keselowski who's still your leader. Or who is now your leader, excuse me. Wow. Keselowski by 0.001 seconds is what I'm getting as information against Carson Kvapil. Outstanding finish. White flag is out for Brad Keselowski, and just so you guys are aware, that is the closest finish I have ever had in Crazy Dallas Cup Series history. You guys just witnessed that. Carson Kvapil in second, by the way, and by the way, also, Shane Van Gisbergen still in third. Winner moves on to thirds. Carson Kvapil tried everything he could to get the push and run from SVG. SVG was trying to push him, but Brad Keselowski just had the better car, and he will move on to the thirds race. Brad Keselowski gets the segment win. All right, last segment, for this round, for the fourths. We have Zane Smith in the 38 Benetton car. Then we have Zane Smith's teammate, the 4-car Noah Gragson in the Rush Truck Center's car. And then for Trackhouse in the 99 Freeway Insurance car, that's Daniel Suarez. All right, coming into lap 2, Zane Smith still in first. Noah Gragson still in second. Daniel Suarez is going to choose the outside lane here to push Noah Gragson. Zane Smith has a fast car, but can he hold off his teammate? Third. Well, there's your answer. He could not hold off his teammate. He couldn't even hold off Daniel Suarez. That outside lane had so much momentum. But now Zane Smith's going to push his teammate, Noah Gragson, to the lead here. That is a good teammate right there by Zane Smith. Good sportsmanship, able to, help out your teammate. If you're not in it, at least make sure your teammate's in it. All right, that is it for segment number 3 for the fourths. That is it for your fourths racers. And look at this pass by Zane Smith. He goes on 2 wheels. What's crazy is that I talked about earlier in this video about how Carson Hocevar and McQueen might try to go 3 wide. Well, that would have been a 3 wide pass because he was on 2 wheels on the side of the wall there. Did you see that pass, guys? Anyways, Noah Gragson will advance to the thirds, and Zane Smith, Daniel Suarez, goodbye. You will not win this race. All right, so here is all of your thirds cars racers. And there is a lot of them. Man, look at all of those cars. Those are all your third place cars. There's a lot of them. Man, going from Joey Logano all the way down to Noah Gragson is crazy. All the cars that are on the far right are going to be cars that advance to this round, by the way. Our first segment will be Helio Castroneves in the 91, Riley Herbst in the 35, Sonny D in the Red Bull car, 87 car for Trackhouse, part-time driver Connor Zilic still in it, and Brad Keselowski had to advance his way to this round and earned it in the 6th car for RFK Racing. Alright, we're going to need a good replay for this. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. That is a great crossover move by Helio Castroneves. He gives up the lead to Riley Herbst right away in the race, then recovers on the backstretch after getting a big push by, you guessed it, his teammate Connor Zilic. Here. Well, I tried to save Riley Herbst that time after falling off the track earlier after the lap, and that time I couldn't catch him, but white flag is out, and Connor Zilic does not go with his teammate this time. That is really interesting. So I think Riley Herbst is going to get the push of his life here. Riley Herbst is going to get a big run to Rex here. Oh, man, what a wreck. Caution has to be out there for sure. Helio Castroneves was leading on the trial at the end of the turn. Just look at this replay. Castroneves gets a great restart, actually. Herbst gets a little sideways, recovers it, drafts with the 91, and the 91 just slams himself in the wall. Herbst collects him, he goes on his side, recovers it, and he gets the segment win over Keselowski by like an inch. And then Connor Zilic just minding his own business, and then runs into Keselowski, who almost stole the segment win from Herbst. I mean, that is just crazy. Here's one more look. Look at that. On the outside lane, bam! And then Herbst has nowhere to go, so he just bangs into him. Herbst on his side, recovers it, going backwards, Manor style he goes. Zilic drafting with Keselowski, almost gives Keselowski the win because of the draft. And Riley Herbst is going to advance to the seconds. Unbelievable. If Castroneves did not wreck there, he would have easily had a faster car in the seconds race. He sold bad, but as a part-time driver, you got to admit, they're not going to be as good. Herbst to the next round. Alright, after that wild segment, we finally have a nice-looking segment here with Joey Logano and Team Penske still ruling, besides Hendrick, they're ruling the whole field. And then we have Justin Haley for Spire Motorsports in the 7, and then Burt Myers, a part-time driver, in the number 50, and Austin Dillon still in it in the number 3. Green flag is out. Alright, we got another caution on the track here. Let's look at the replay. And I think it's going to be, yep, it is. It's Burt Myers. And he is off the track. He's still on his wheel, so he's still in the race. Not quite sure what happened to him, but he must have hit the wall or something crazy must have went on behind Logano, who is your leader. Team Penske looking for another segment win with 2 to go. Yikes, another caution is out on the track. This time it's Austin Dillon and Burt Myers, both of them. Burt Myers, oh, never mind, Burt Myers is right there. He's backwards, though, so he must have gotten to Dillon, or Dillon must have got him or something. There's Dillon, Austin Dillon on his wheels, still in the race. But it's going to be hard going from 4th to 1st, but can he pull off a Zane Smith in the first round of the segments? Austin Dillon's going to need some kind of magic, as well as Burt Myers. Coming to the white flag, Joey Logano, looking for his second segment of the day. It's been all Team Penske and Hendricks, basically, today. Let's see if Penske can add on an extra segment win to advance them to the seconds. Caution is out on the track for an El Reco, and there is the big one that everybody's been worrying about. Oh, Burt Myers crosses the finish line, hits Logano, had nowhere to go. Oh, Justin Haley's out of it too, and Austin Dillon's off the track again, but he's on his wheels again. So Dillon will finish second, it looks like maybe. The question is, did Logano's wreck come before he crossed the finish line? If so, he's out of the race. If it doesn't, Logano wins. He did! He flipped! Logano's out of it. And Burt Myers gets the lucky magic of the day and passes Logano for the segment win. Here's one more look. There's Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon just does a little rally jump. Says, screw it, I'm going to pull off a Hail Mary or do a rally jump into the food stands or whatever that is. What's underneath there? The little pit hole. And Logano, Justin Haley are out of it. They DNF. Burt Myers gets his first ever segment win, and it comes at a crazy wreck. Happens right in front of him. Alright, here's your next segment. It's Justin Allgaier in the number 40. Has a strong car, but can he hold off Chastain, Ryan Preece, or Noah Gragson? 2 Chevys, 2 Fords. It's going to be really weird to see what happens in this segment. But with 2 Chevys and 2 Fords, you got to admit they're going to push each other and help. Ooh, not a good lap for Justin Allgaier, but look at Ross Chastain for Chevy. That's at least a thumbs up. Chevy's still in the lead if you're a Chevy fan. But look at Ryan Preece in the 60. He's still up there as well. Caution is out on the track again for another El Reco, and it's Noah Gragson, who will be out of this race as well. He's upside down in the white sink pit of doom. I'm not sure what that actually is, to be honest with you guys. But here's a replay. There's Ryan Preece, Justin Allgaier, there's Chastain, and there's Noah Gragson bouncing off the wall, jumping over the track wall and then bouncing off a different wall and has nowhere to go after he gets off the track, and he's out of it. Well, Ryan Preece is your leader. Hopefully he doesn't air it out like Noah Gragson did, because you know Ryan Preece and Daytona, they don't get along. But could today be the day where Ryan Preece finally gets some luck here? He's got it. Ryan Preece and RFK get their first segment win at Daytona, and Ryan Preece might actually have some good luck here today. Justin Allgaier finishes second, just super close to advancing though. Chastain third. They will both not advance, but Ryan Preece goes to the seconds race. Alright, I can't remember if this is our last segment or not, but here is our next segment. It's Bubba Wallace in the 23 McDonald's car for 2311, and then we have A.J. Allmendinger in the 16 car Chevy, and then we have a Ford. So we have a Toyota, Chevy, and Ford. The Ford is Cody Ware in the 51. Caution is out on the track for another El Reco. It's another big one. It's a double El Reco again, I think. There's Allmendinger, he's upside down, and there's Bubba Wallace upside down in the white pit of doom. That's what we're going to call it for today's race. And Cody Ware goes from third to first because of this. Look at Wallace, he's your leader. He just jumps off the track just like Gragson did last race, and Allmendinger rides the wall like Logano did a few races ago as well. It's a deja vu just from different drivers and different wrecks appear in the same wreck. It is an optical illusion just with different drivers and at different times and at the same wreck this time. So Bubba Wallace, AJ Allmendinger are out of the race. They will not win the Crazy House 500. And it's, oh wow, we're already at green flag. Oh shoot, here we go. Well, whether you call that a cheap win or not, Cody Ware gets his first ever segment win for Rick Ware Racing. To be honest, I saw that coming though. Alright, well, here is a look at all your second place cars. Chase Briscoe on the left in the 19 Bass Pro Shops car. That it was your pole setter. Just so everybody knows, I've said this before though. Every time every time a driver wins a pole, unless you're a part-time driver, you win 5 points for your team. So winning the pole is very important in this Crazy House Cup Series. And all the way back to Cody Ware. Here is your first segment, and there's Chase Briscoe, your pole setter, looking for his first segment win with Joe Gibbs Racing. Even though he won the pole, he did not finish first in his segment. And then we have J.J. Yealy, Eric Jones, and Riley Herbst. So we have 3 Toyotas. The only non-Toyota is J.J. Yealy, and he's in second with a Chevy. So it might be all Toyota in this race if J.J. Yealy doesn't be careful. Alrighty, we got another caution on the track. Here we're going to get a replay here. Let's see what happened here. There's Briscoe leading. There's J.J. Yealy giving Briscoe a push. Here comes Eric Jones giving Yealy a push. And, oh, it's Chase Briscoe who falls off the track. And it looked like Eric Jones even hit the wall hard. And he stopped. So J.J. Yealy is now your leader. Out of those 3 Toyotas, your leader is now a Chevy. 1 out of 4 cars is only a Chevy, and the rest are Toyotas, and that is your leader. What are the odds? There's Herbst. He gets into Jones. Has nowhere to go, though, to be honest. And there's Briscoe still alive in the 19, but it's going to be tough for Chase Briscoe to go from 4th to 1st in 2 laps. But we've seen it before. Zane Smith, of course. But, man, your pole setter's now down to 4th. That one mistake kills you. All right, white flag is out. Eric Jones takes the lead. Eric Jones looking for his first segment win. He was coming so close to Ty Gibbs, in the first round, but barely lost to Ty Gibbs. But Eric Jones trying to get redemption from that last race that he raced in to get the win. Caution is out on the track for an El Reco, and that will do it for the segment. Riley Herbst is the driver that caused the caution, or that brought out the caution. He's upside down, sideways, right in the middle of the track. He started 4th. He's behind Chase Briscoe, and it looked like he just traction rolled, and then Chase Briscoe looked like he almost had to be careful of Herbst there too, because Riley Herbst was coming in that corner kind of a little too fast. So maybe he traction rolled because he, went too fast. So here's your finish. Eric Jones getting his first segment win with Legacy Motor Club. J.J. Yealy finishes 2nd, and Chase Briscoe, your pole setter, doesn't even crack a top 8. But Chase Briscoe does finish 10th place today. So props to Briscoe for that. Alright, here's your next segment. We have the 84 car, Jimmy Johnson, another Toyota, but that is your only Toyota in this segment. And the next 2 cars here in the middle, the 71 48 cars, 71 Michael McDowell, 48 Alex Bowman Chevys, 48 Alex Bowman trying to get his win for Hendrick Motorsports, the segment win, but came also close. And then we, of course, have Cody Ware. All right, 2 laps to go. Jimmy Johnson still your leader, not a lot happened, to be honest, in that lap. A lot of clean racing so far. Let's hope they keep it that way, because if they don't, you'll be seeing what we just saw last race with Riley Herbst. All right, the white flag is out. They're waving it for Jimmie Johnson. Jimmie Johnson, first time back in NASCAR as a full-time driver in the Crazy Dallas Cup Series. Could he be the winner of the Crazy Dallas 500? Let's find out. He still has to win more than this segment, though. Oh no, we have a caution on the track for another El Reco. Here is a replay here in just a second. Alex Bowman, he was that close from winning his segment to advance to the B main. And there is Cody Ware. He had to fight from all the way in the back of second or third, or from the thirds or fourths or something. Michael McDowell's your leader here. He gets sideways and then gets turned by Jimmie Johnson. There's Alex Bowman, and Bowman just traction rolls or whatever, rides off of the wall. Mike Dowell and Johnson getting each other so they can't finish. So Alex Bowman and Cody Ware are both out of the race. Yikes, how disappointing. I thought for sure Bowman would win after McDowell got turned by Johnson, but now these two are going to fight for a little more. Well, not a little, but way more to advance to the B main. Caution is out on the track, and that will do it. Jimmie Johnson advances to the B main. Michael McDowell had it in the 71 car. He just completely wrecked himself off of turn 4. Why? Well, here we have our next segment, and 2 of the 3 drivers here are part-time drivers. Those 2 drivers in the 50 and the 41. Sheldon Creed, the 41, going to lead you down. Carson Hocevar in the 77. And Burt Myers in the 50. Caution is on the track for an El Reco, and all I can say is that I'm glad Ryan Preece switched to the 60 car, because the 41 car, which is actually a Ryan Preece diecast, flipped, but luckily it's Sheldon Creed driving it. Hocevar leading, there's the 50 car, he traction rolls. Oh, Hocevar hit the wall! I think Hocevar just juked the 50, and then the Ryan Preece car, who is Sheldon Creed driving the car, just got into Hocevar, and just fell off the track. So your 2 drivers are out of it that are part-time drivers, and we're already going to the green flag. Carson Hocevar gets redemption after barely losing to Ryan Blaney in the 5th segment of the race in round 1. He wins his first ever segment win to advance to the B main. Congratulations, Carson Hocevar. Was not easy, though. You had to dodge for traffic there, that's for sure. All right, next segment, we have Christopher Bell in the number 20 DeWalt for Joe Gibbs Racing. Looking for their, 3rd segment win this race. And then we have Tyler Reddick in the 45. And Todd Gillen still looking for his first ever segment win for Front Row Motorsports. Can he do it? We have another caution on the track, this time for Christopher Bell. He falls off the track here. There he is. He's your leader here, getting pushed by Reddick. Then Reddick drafts with him, and he just completely falls off the track, just like, well, multiple drivers to be specific. But to be honest with you guys, Reddick is now your leader. I think Tyler Reddick's got this one in the bag, especially if Bell keeps pushing Reddick with 2 to go. Caution is out on the track for an El Reco, and I better shut my mouth next time because all your Tyler Reddick fans are going to be mad at me now. Tyler Reddick off the track, upside down in the white pit of doom. And it seems like at the start of the race, we had that one Sam Mayer flip, and that's really the only caution that was out. And now that we're getting to the end of the race, more things are getting intense, of course, because everybody wants to win. All right, there's Todd Gillen. Here's your leader. Look at this. Look at the push Christopher Bell gives Reddick. Look at the run Reddick gets here. Look at that push by Reddick, or from Reddick. And then the 34 makes a bad block, but somehow able to keep the lead and take it. Look at Todd Gillen. He was on 2 wheels. He was trying to do a Lightning McQueen impression, but on the opposite wall. And somehow it worked. And Tyler Reddick will not win the Crazy 500. White flag is out. Can Christopher Bell get some redemption and wreck Todd Gillen? Because Todd Gillen wrecked Christopher Bell's Toyota teammate. Not his real teammate, but, you know, a Toyota teammate. Let's find out. Well, instead of wrecking Todd Gillen, Christopher Bell wrecked himself, and he is El Reco'd out of it. Here's a replay. He kind of gives Todd Gillen a huge push right there, or a huge bump, giving him a message. And then Christopher Bell is on his side, just like multiple times. We've had a lot of cars that have slid on their side off of turn 4. They just get too much momentum and carry too much air off the turn. Todd Gillen gets his first segment win, just like Hocevar, and just like Carson Hocevar last segment, he will go to the B main, He goes from the seconds to the B main. And here are all your cars. These are actually all the rest of your cars that are in the race. From Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin all the way back to Carson Hocevar and Jimmy Johnson and Josh Berry and some of your other drivers there in the middle. Like Ryan Blaney, and you have William Byron, Ty Dillon in it, Chase Elliott in it, Eric Jones, Ty Gibbs, Austin Sinner, Todd Gillen, Chris Buescher, Ricky Stenhouse. I think I said all the drivers, actually. Oh, Kyle Busch, there we go. I said it just in time. Here's your first segment. Top 2 cars advance to the main. We have Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Ty Dillon, Eric Jones. Like I said, top 2 drivers that finish in this race. First and second will advance to the main event. Well, there you have it. Denny Hamlin had a strong lap right there. William Byron, Hedrick Motorsports, could not hold off Ty Dillon, though. Ty Dillon in second, looking for his win. Caution is out on the track for another El Reco, and I think that is the driver of Denny Hamlin. It is Denny Hamlin, your leader, out of the race off of the turn 4, and William Byron is backwards sideways on the backstretch. He's still in it, though. He's on his wheels. Ty Dillon actually got a good restart and actually put a dirty block on Hamlin, then blocks Hamlin again on the backstretch. Let's see what happened there. There's Ty Dillon, your leader. Eric Jones side by side with Hamlin, and it looked like Hamlin traction rolled, unless Eric Jones didn't give Hamlin enough room there on the inside. Eric Jones might have misjudged the gap too, but Denny Hamlin will not win the Crazy Dallas 500. After winning it in 2019 and 2020, he will not win it this year. But speaking of winning, Ty Dillon is your leader, and he's looking for his first, segment win to advance to the main event. Ty Dillon has had a strong car all day, as well as Eric Jones and as well as William. All these guys have had a strong car. Caution is out on the track for William Byron, who did not finish the race, and that will do it. Ty Dillon. And to be honest with you guys, I saw it coming. Ty Dillon going to the main event. Erik Jones. It looks like, by the looks of it, he might go to the main event unless someone else advances in the other segments. As now we have Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Chris Buescher, and Todd Gillen. Also, just so you guys know, if Erik Jones does not go to the main event, it's because nobody finished in a segment. That's the only way Erik Jones does not get in a segment, but the odds are unlikely. That's the only way Erik Jones does not get into the main event. Caution is out on the track for another El Reco. And there's the cat meowing at me. Who is it? It's Kyle Larson for Hendrick Motorsports. He won his segment early in the race right away in segment number 3, I believe, or something. Somewhere around there, early in the race. He was your leader with Kyle Busch side by side. Busch gets clear of Larson here. There's Todd Gillen. Look at the run Todd Gillen has on the outside lane. He actually passes Kyle Busch here almost. He does beat Kyle Busch and Larson. Just traction rolls again off turn 4. That is a really easy way to wreck off of turn 4 is get up a little too high. If you hit that wall if you hit that high wall off of turn 4, the odds are you're gonna flip. And look at Chris Buescher going to push a Ford. Because Chris Buescher and Todd Gillen are Fords. Kyle Busch is stuck in the inside. Ooh, that's not good. Chris Buescher falls off the track. And now Todd Gillen passes Kyle Busch again for the white flag. White flag is out. And hopefully one of these 3 drivers advances to the main event. Who will it be? Oh no, we have a caution for another El Reco, and I don't think anybody finished either. Nobody finished. Everybody's off the track. Chris Buescher's on his wheels. Everybody's in the white pit of doom. Oh, Kyle Busch and Todd Gillen are out of it. No, Kyle Busch is out of it. He will not win the Crazy Dallas 500. And it looks like everybody just fell off the track off of turn 4. It looked like everybody was just trying to do a rally jump like Austin Dillon did earlier. They might have gotten addicted to that and just said, screw it, let's just try a rally jump just for funsies. And that's when you pay the price. And here's the white flag for Chris Buescher. Oh my goodness, guys. For the first time in Crazy Dallas history, we are not going to have a driver advancing or whatnot. We're not going to have a driver win a segment. That's never happened before in the Crazy Dallas Cup Series. And Chris Buescher rides the outside wall a little too hard off turn 4, like I said, with Kyle Larson. And Erik Jones will not go to the main event because of that. Erik Jones had to make sure Chris Buescher at least cross the finish line, but because of that, Erik Jones will not go to the main event. So that means this segment here with Ricky Stenhouse, Austin Cindric, Ty Gibbs, and Carson Hocevar, 3 out of these 4 drivers have to advance now. So this is crazy, guys. 3 drivers have to advance. At least 2 drivers, but most likely 3 drivers if there's not more than a few DNFs. Caution is out on the track for Austin Cindric and Ty Gibbs. Cindric is sideways in front of Ty Gibbs on that track there. And that is what brought out the caution. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is still your leader. Carson Hocevar in second place. Cindric and Gibbs third and fourth now after that. Alright, we got another caution on the track. It's Ty Gibbs again. As he falls off the track, he's still in it. He was on his wheels when he fell off the track. So luckily for him, he's still in it. But he'll be in fourth. Top three cars advance here. Stenhouse takes the white flag. Hocevar second. Cindric third. Top three cars advance unless one or two more cars wreck. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. gonna win the segment, and he will advance to the main event. That is Stenhouse's first ever time advancing to the main event in a race, so congratulations to him. Carson Hocevar advances to the main event. Austin Cindric also advances, and Ty Gibbs is the stand man alone and will not advance. Alright, last segment here before the main event. Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Josh Berry, Jimmy Johnson. Top two cars, I believe, advance here. Unless, of course, we have more than one wreck. But I believe two cars only advance here. So, as long as you finish first or second, you win to the main event. Caution is out on the track for, again, El Reco. Sign is on the screen, which means there's a wreck, and there it is. Ryan Blaney, who started fifth in this race, is upside down. He crossed the finish line. There's Chase Elliott. He's your leader. Oh, Jimmy Johnson got into him. Did you see that? Jimmy Johnson wrecked him. Blaney was minding his own business. Not sure if Blaney had the lift in the turn or not there, but either way, Johnson definitely made heavy contact behind Blaney, and I think that's why Blaney wrecked. Josh Berry is going to be placed up to third now because of that, which is still last place technically right now. But Chase Elliott, your leader, with 2 laps to go. Jimmy Johnson in second. I don't think Blaney's going to be very happy with a 7-time champ today. All right, white flag is out for the white number 9 car, Chase Elliott, looking to advance to the main event. He's been there a couple times, just hasn't had the best luck in the main event, but let's see if Chase Elliott can get back to the main event again with Jimmy Johnson and Josh Berry as well. There it is. There is your official results. Chase Elliott is going to go to the main event with Josh Berry. And Jimmy Johnson is also going to the main event. How about that? All these 3 drivers you're seeing here are going to the main event because of the calculations. Eric Jones would have went to the main event, but because Chris Buescher did not finish in that second segment, he could not advance. So it's Ty Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse, Chase Elliott, Carson Hocevar, Josh Berry, Austin Cindric, Jimmy Johnson. That will be your running order to start off the main event. There will be 8 laps in total, 7 cars, 1 Toyota, 2 Fords, 4 Chevys. Odds are the Chevys are going to win, but you never know. The higher the odds are, the more likely it's going to happen, but you never know. Man, if you guys were going to tell me Ty Dillon is leading with 7 laps to go at the Crazy Dallas 500 race at Daytona, I would be pooping my pants right now because he is your leader. Ty Dillon 7 laps away to his first career win in the crazy Dallas Cup Series. Chase Elliott in second, Ricky Stenhouse in third, Carson Hocevar the fourth, Josh Berry fifth, Cindric sixth, and seventh is Jimmy Johnson. Oh no! We have a caution for an El Rico. Oh my goodness, guys. Look at the replay. Ty Dillon, your leader. He's clear of Chase Elliott, clear of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., trying to block both lanes. Chase Elliott gets sideways, gets turned, but saves it. And look at Ricky Stenhouse here. Look at Stenhouse here. He gets hit in the wall, and Josh Berry with nowhere to go, just trying to draft with Stenhouse. Stenhouse hits the wall so hard he stops. He might hit the catch fencing. Here's a look again. Chase Elliott. There's the look of Chase Elliott sideways. Carson Hocevar sideways as well. The back pack got stacked up because the leaders were wrecking. There's Ty Dillon. He's still your leader. And look at Stenhouse and Josh Berry. Boom. Hit each other like a ping pong ball on a packet. Or a rallet, excuse me. And Ricky Stenhouse and Josh Berry will not win the Crazy Dallas 500. They go from being possibly 7th or 6th to a straight DNF and straight to like 20th, 5th place or whatever the heck it is. Tough break. But with 6 laps to go, Ty Dillon, Chase Elliott, your top 2, your top 5 here. Carson Hocevar 3rd, Jimmy Johnson 4th, Cindric 5th. Anybody can win this race, but you got to have the best car possible at these laps. You got to watch out for the wrecks and everything with 6 to go. Wow, take a look at this pass by Chase Elliott. He gets a great restart by Jimmy Johnson, pushed him hard. Chase Elliott in front of Johnson and Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon gets a little sideways in front of Jimmy, but saves it. Hocevar finishes 4th. Cindric did not finish that lap, but he'll still be in 5th. I don't think Austin Cindric has a chance unless something happens. Cindric just does not have the fastest car here. He just has the most consistent car. I think that's really, realistically, to be honest with you guys, I think that's the only reason why he's here. But we'll see what happens here with 5 to go. Caution is out on the track for another El Rico. And it's Ty Dillon and... oh my goodness, it's Ty Dillon who is on his side. Carson Hocevar right beside him. He's on the track, but he's out of it. He's on his side, and Ty Dillon's out of the race. He was your leader, then finished second. Look at Chase Elliott getting sideways in front of the 10. Then, oh my goodness, what a hit by the 10 to the wall. Look at this hit. Hocevar trying to push Ty Dillon in front of Cindric. Cindric might have shoved the 10 up in the wall, I don't know, but Ty Dillon, either way, is going to not win the race. I think Carson Hocevar was pushing Ty Dillon, it looked like, and I think Cindric might have gotten to Ty Dillon. It's just such a tight squeeze out of turn 4 there. But Chase Elliott leading with, 4 to go? 3 to go? I'm going to say 4 to go. Jimmy Johnson 2nd, Cindric 3rd, Hocevar 4th. What a race this has been. We are just like that. We are an hour and 20 minutes in. We're almost done. Well, I kind of had a feeling this was coming. Jimmy Johnson, I think, honestly has the strongest car. Look at this move by Jimmy Johnson. Able to pass Chase Elliott, and he's actually gaining away from Chase here. But look at Chase Elliott getting a little sideways there, but recovers it for 2nd. Hocevar takes 3rd from Austin Cindric. I think Jimmy Johnson has the best car, but we're going to have to see what Chase Elliott can do here with 3 laps to go. But let's see what will happen. Jimmy Johnson leads with 3 laps to go in front of Elliott, Hocevar, Cindric. All right, 2 laps to go for Jimmy Johnson. That 84 car is really fast and really, really consistent. I think Jimmy's got the win unless Chase Elliott has a good run here or somebody else has a good run. Oh, man. Take a look at this replay. Chase Elliott gets a huge push from Cindric. Johnson trying to block Cindric for second. And look at the huge lead Chase Elliott has because of that. Chase Elliott way too far in front. Can he hold off Johnson? There's Carson Hocevar finally finishing in 4th. This is it. Final lap. White flag is out for Chase Elliott. Hendrick Motorsports Chase Elliott looking for his first ever crown jewel win here at the Crazy Dallas 500. The great crazy race. Can Chase Elliott do it? Can Jimmy Johnson do it? Can Cindric do it? Can Hocevar do it? One of these 4 drivers going to be a Crazy Dallas 500 champion. The question is, who is it going to be? Will we see a big wreck here? Let's find out. Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott wins the Crazy Dallas 500. That is that's Chase Elliott's first ever crown jewel win in the Crazy Dallas Cup Series. Congratulations for Chase Elliott. Chase Briscoe won the pole. Chase Elliott won the race. It's the Chase and Chase show, but mainly Chase Elliott gets his first career victory here at Daytona for the Crazy Dallas 500. Here's a look at a replay. Johnson actually gets a better jump, but Chase Elliott beats Johnson in the corner. Look at Carson Hocevar. Look at the run Carson Hocevar has. Then he pushes Chase Elliott to the win. Carson Hocevar actually probably could have won the race if he could have tried to go too wide with Elliott there on the turn 3 and 4, but Hocevar just kind of pushed Elliott to the win there at the end there, and Cindric finishes 4th. So here's your final 4 cars. Chase Elliott first, Carson Hocevar 2nd, Jimmy Johnson 3rd, Austin Cindric 4th. Chase Elliott going to do a victory lap. Surprised he didn't do it Alan Kawicki style because he always loves to do that. And here is your drivers between Chase Elliott to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. That is your first to, 23rd place finish? And then from Josh Berry in the top left 21 car to Sam Mayer, your first DNF of the season and of the race as well. That's from 24th to 46, I'm pretty sure. But without further ado, that is it for the race. I hope you guys enjoyed for the Crazy Dallas 500 here at Daytona International Speedway for the YouTube Cup Series / the Crazy Dallas Cup Series. Once again, I am your host, Crazy Dallas. I am your announcer, as always, on this beautiful video. And that will do it. And we'll catch you guys back for Atlanta, a.k.a. the Echo Park Speedway. We will be there next race sometime soon, hopefully. So that will do it. God bless everybody, and goodbye.